one of the most controversial moments come out of Arcane Season 2 would have to be, as I'm sure you've already guessed, the prison scene with Caitlyn and Vi, and I'm sure you know which prison scene I am referring to already. I'm going to be talking in this video about why it's considered controversial and why I believe it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be. Now, before we delve deep into the actual scene, let's go to the scene before that when Vi came up to Jinx. Now, we start the scene off with Jinx obviously being in the cell from Caitlyn putting her in there, right? She's having hallucinations once again. She's regressed back a tiny bit, which it makes sense why she would have regressed, since her basically only form of support is gone now. Isha died and she's alone once again. In her mind, she's alone. She still has people care for her, like Vi, and she acknowledges this in this scene as well.
You're never gonna give up on me, are you?
After hallucination Silco says all of his lines, we see Vi come in saying Jinx and all that. And one thing that I feel like people don't acknowledge, like right here when Jinx says, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
She knows that Vi is there to break her. She knows her sister will always be there for her, even after all of the fights they've had. Deep down, she knows her sister. And one thing to note is that Vi does not know Jinx's mental state when this is happening. She's all excited, positive energy, like, oh, I'm finally gonna be able to save my sister once again. She doesn't know how badly hurt Jinx is. All Vi knows is that she's gonna be able to save her sister, so she rushes in like the big protective older sister she is, cradling her younger sister in the only way she knows how to. So when all of that just vanishes being that hope that Vi once had for her sister, she doesn't know how to handle it. Okay, what would you do if you were in this situation where you were trying to save your sister, you thought you were both gonna, be out of there all on your own, but then she just hits you and blocks and throwaways the key? What would you do? Your sister locked you in a cell just like how you were for years in your childhood. Granted, Jinx probably doesn't know about that trauma whatsoever, and Vi definitely is not thinking about that, but deep in the back of her mind, she's likely remembering that. Vi is once again locked in a cell where she can't go and help her sister. She's imprisoned once again. So after she gets locked in the cell, Jinx goes on a spiel of like, you deserve to be with her, and that there's no good version of her.
Feel guilty about being happy. You deserve to be with her.
But when Vi says, what are you gonna do? I personally didn't see that as like, are you gonna go kill yourself? Like, no. The times that Vi has known Jinx, she's known her to be doing bad things, wrong actions. So how would Vi be the one to know that she was gonna go try to off herself? I feel like the viewers put so much pressure, and this is just in general, put pressure onto older siblings to always know what the right thing to do is. Vi did not get to grow up well, okay? She didn't always make the right decisions, and that's okay. She's still learning just like everybody else, but nobody gives her the benefit of the doubt. And Vi just thought she lost her sister once again. She won't be able to find her again. Or if she will find her, it'll be in a prison. She'll be locked away from her bad deeds. So no, I don't think that Vi knew what was going on in Jinx's head like everybody else thinks she does. Maybe she did, but I really doubt it. But you can view this scene however you see fit, but that's just personally how I viewed it as. And shortly after this scene, well, actually, we don't exactly know how long this scene has passed, but I would give it a couple hours or so. She has had time to stew on her thoughts. She has had time to calm down. We already saw she was hitting the wall, so I'm sure she's tired and just exhausted. But then she sees someone came to let her out of the cell, and that someone being Caitlin. Caitlin lets herself in and lets Vi have a talk. But instead of replying to Vi's statement, she tells her that she didn't.
I needed all the guards at the Hex Gates.
And when I hear that line, I think of it as being that she knew Vi would go and save her sister. She knows Vi well enough to know that she wasn't going to let her go. So instead of being the one to get her in trouble, she risks herself instead. She chooses to let Vi free her sister. When she says this line, she knew that she was going to do that, so she made sure that Vi would have no problem. She made sure to give them a window of escape. And that's the kind of person Caitlin is. And we see Vi realize this with just her gaze alone. She now has a sense of trust once again for Caitlin. Now, what comes after that is where it gets controversial. Vi initiates a kiss with Caitlin, and Caitlin looks rather perplexed, to say the least. Like she was not expecting it at all. And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong in this scene. They see it as Caitlin being manipulative, like she can just get whatever she wants, she'll always get her way. But Vi was the one to initiate the kiss. She was the one to start the encounter. Now, you may say it might have been whenever she said, "You've grown a bit predictable," line, because she sounded a bit flirty, but she wasn't initiating anything. She was letting Vi have a sense of agency. She knows how little autonomy Vi has had over the years. And a big thing to also note is how much time they might not have left. They're in the middle of a war right now. What other time would they have to finally be with one another? Get closer to one another? Their whole nation is on the brink of death and destruction. So why not choose this one moment to be closer with one another again? Sure, it may seem odd, but it's not odd to them. And another controversial thing in this scene in particular is that this was the scene where Jinx was locked up in. But people also forget that Jinx gave Vi permission.
You deserve to be with her.
Jinx knew that Vi had never had anything like this. Vi has always been a selfless person, and Vi deserves to choose herself for once. And she finally did. She chose to be with Caitlin. Now, I'm not gonna dissect the rest of the scene because it is just, yeah, you know what I mean. But it's not a bad scene. I've never done analysis videos, but I do hope you enjoyed this video. I might make more in the future, but I didn't realize how hard it was to actually make these kind of videos, but it was really fun. I hope to hear your guys' opinions or comments or whatever.